So what have we got going on? Got a mess. Battery's out. 12 volts just isn't going to start this. Hopefully it's not the starter, but I'm going to try a 16 volt battery. And then having problems bleeding the clutch. So I'm going to go pick up a new clutch master cylinder from PPM tomorrow. And then I can finally set the front end and should be good to go. Well, as long as the weather holds out. It's supposed to be pretty nasty this weekend. We'll see. I'm gonna clean the trailer out tomorrow. Have all that ready because I'm not doing the open trailer stuff again. Just not happening. And we'll go from there. So, may see you later. Hunter may get here. He may not even show up because he's trying to get the little store at Mountain View ready. Getting everything ready to take to the little store at Mountain View. So everybody that's running up there will have tires and parts and just whatever they got to have. So if y'all see him, make sure you thank him very much. So I will see you later. So, fast forward, it's Friday. Finally got the clutch bled last night, this morning. Worked on it all night. So now I'm organizing all my crap. My bolt drawer was a disaster from people coming in and digging through it. So I'm getting my fittings and my bolt drawer straightened up, and then I'm gonna, I've already done all the other drawers. I've got to go through all this stuff that we just threw in at the end of the year, and then I got to fix all my chargers, and then we're going to sweep the trailer out and wipe the walls down and straighten all this up and put the compressor back in here and get ready for the season to start tomorrow. So have to set the front end of the car up and then we're good. But I'm finally checking the brakes and gonna pressure wash these trailer wheels and paint them. And my brother is around here cleaning out the cooler. He don't want to talk, he's shy. Oh, there he was. Anyway, that's what we're doing because my trailer tires look wheels look absolutely unsightly. So we're gonna get those together, get them painted, check my brakes, and see if I got a 4 or 5 lug backing plate so I can order new brakes because I know I need them. Okay, with some help from the brother and Jeff using the leaf blower to dry one wheel off. Boy, that thing looks better. I really wanted to go with a bronzy color wheel, but silver looks all right. So there we go. Appreciate the help there, Jethro.
No problem. The county judge had me down here doing community service, so I figured I'd
do your part. Okay, all right. We'll go unlock a car and then go to Harbor Freight and buy a can of WD-40 PTFE dry lubricant because I have a 10% off coupon. And then I got to go to PPM in a little bit and get that trailer and deliver it for Hunter, and then I don't know what we're doing from there. I'll have to talk to him and see what the little boss man says. What are we doing, Hunter? Watching this guy. This is Friday at what, like 5:30 or something? 6? And look at this man out here. Putting in that work. We're here with a mobile PPM station. Gonna fill the little thing up over here, right?
That's it. Mm-hmm. Ain't got a whole lot of parts, but we got enough to get you by.
So we'll catch you later.
and he's not going to change anything. And then the next thing you know, he's laying up under the car, trying to decide if he's going to change something.
So let's give a little race recap while I'm moving a bunch of junk. We had an issue with the engine overheating from a pinhole. So we didn't realize it was leaking like that. I guess it was spraying on the exhaust. So we've got that fixed. We do have a Super Bowl for sale. It's not a billet bodied Super Bowl. It's just a standard Holley body and Holley base. We had a chance to get a carburetor from a local carburetor company, so we're gonna roll with it. And it'll be here in the next day or two. But the car felt great. I royally goofed and let 3 cars by me right out of the gate, but I was on the bottom. Car did not work on the bottom. Completely my fault. So I kind of rode around because the 3 cars in front of me were just all over the place. I couldn't really get through them without pushing them out of the way, and I just wasn't doing that. I don't like to race that way. So I noticed the car climbing in temperature. It got to about 215, and I was like, nope. So I went ahead and pulled off. I didn't want it to chance to get any hotter. And as soon as I pulled off during a caution, they had a restart, and the field basically piled up right where I was at. So it's kind of a blessing in disguise. I'm just gonna, take that as a blessing. And we got some good data on the car. We got some new parts coming, a few other things working out for us, and we'll be back for the first points night. So I'm fixing to dig a trench from here to behind the skid steer to put a piece of 4-inch pipe in for a drain. My bucket's over there. So I'm gonna move my trailer, and then I'm going to dig a 4-inch trench, or a trench for a 4-inch piece of pipe. So I just wanted to give a recap on the weekend. It was a very good move swapping to that small block just for the weight difference. Engine has great power. The car transfers weight way different, so we're having to do a little, just a little learning. As Hunter said, we kind of change everything every year, but I believe we settled into where we're going to be as far as our combinations, and we're just going to get after it. The late model, I worked a little bit on the gauge cluster and cockpit area last night, so as soon as I get that finished, that'll be wide open to be put together. We don't race this weekend. We're just going to piddle around, so we won't have any racing action going on, but we will have some shop time. So hopefully we'll go live where we used to and go from there. So you guys have a great week.